The ordinance also requires that all of these off-road vehicles are properly registered with Rhode Island DEM. DEM does have a registration process, and any vehicle that's in the city of East Providence on private property that is not properly registered is also subject to seizure. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our council president, who was the person who introduced this legislation and fought to make it a reality, Council President Bob Brito.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone. I just want to bring to the public's attention that this has been brought to my attention several years ago. This isn't an issue that we're constantly following up on neighboring or sister cities such as Cranston or Providence. This is something that we've been experiencing here for some time. With that being said, unfortunately, what other cities are experiencing at this point in time, we're not at that level. However, we want to prevent it from getting to that level. With this ordinance, it will prevent the issues and problems and concerns that other cities and municipalities have been having throughout the last couple to few years. Again, we have had this experience, or I had experienced this in my ward for several years now, and it's finally coming to some type of conclusion that we could take legal action against this. So again, Mayor, I want to thank you all with respect to this ordinance and really pushing this ordinance that the police has the authority now to take action, and we can move forward as a city without having these vehicles interfere with our daily lives, whether it's on the roads or on some of the softball fields, the baseball fields, the recreational fields that we have in the cities that they've been tearing up over a number of years. So thank you, Mayor, and thank you all.
Thank you, Council President Brito. As soon as Council President Brito and I signed this ordinance, it becomes law effective immediately. And the person charged with enforcing the law, of course, is our incredible East Providence Police Department, led by Chief Nebus. And I'd like to call on Chief Nebus to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Councilman, Council President Brito. Thank you, Solicitor Marcello, for being proactive in this and allowing us to keep the residents of the city of East Providence safer. This prevents officers from having to engage in any kind of pursuit. We've had some problems on the bike path where people on off-road vehicles were trying to get away from officers. This will allow an officer to identify this particular off-road vehicle. Hopefully when we find an address for this person without engaging in any kind of pursuit, we're able to take this vehicle off the street to prevent any future occurrences. So I want to thank them for being proactive in this. We have had some arrests in the past 2 to 3 months. We've had at least a half a dozen arrests where even a weapon was seized and some illegal narcotics. So it's not your recreational off-road vehicle rider that we're targeting. It's the people that are trying to create an unsafe environment for the residents of East Providence. Thank you, Mayor.
So effective immediately, the police department now has the tools they need to deal with this situation in a different manner. It's a very effective tool, and we hope that the message gets out to the community so that we don't have these type of repeat offenses happen. I want to thank the entire council, but especially Council President Brito, who was the lead on this ordinance and who has been advocating for this change for quite some time. So thank you, President. And I want to thank the members of the East Providence Police Department, who will now be charged with enforcing the law.